Most people believe money is complicated, too confusing, too overwhelming, something only experts, accountants, or financial professionals truly understand. And because of this belief, they hand over their financial power to systems they don't understand and to people who don't live their lives. But here's the truth: no one tells you. You don't need an accountant to understand, manage, or master your money. You don't need a degree. You don't need advanced formulas. You don't need stacks of documents or spreadsheets. What you need is clarity, a clear way of thinking, a simple framework, a mindset that turns money from a source of fear into a tool you command with confidence. Most people avoid learning about money because they think it's too late, too complex, or too stressful to face. But complexity is a myth. Money becomes complicated only when you avoid it. The moment you decide to look at your finances with honesty instead of fear, with curiosity instead of shame, with intention instead of avoidance, everything begins to shift. You realize that money is not a puzzle. Money is a system that follows rules, patterns, and behaviors, a system you can learn without needing an expert to hold your hand. Imagine this: you wake up knowing exactly where your money goes. You know how much you save, how much you spend, how much you invest, how much you can build. You stop guessing. You stop worrying. You stop living in financial fog. Instead, you feel clear, in control, stable, quietly powerful. That confidence does not come from an accountant. It comes from understanding. It comes from simplicity. It comes from taking responsibility for the financial life you want to create. This audiobook is your guide to mastering money on your own. You will learn how to take control of your finances, how to track money easily without stress, how to build a simple budget that works, how to eliminate financial chaos, how to understand taxes, expenses, debt, and cash flow, how to make smart money decisions without relying on others, how to build confidence and clarity around your financial future. This is not accounting. This is empowerment. A journey of turning money from something you fear into something you lead. Because the truth is simple: no one will ever care about your money more than you. Not a company, not a bank, not an accountant. Your financial future belongs to you, and you alone. And now you are about to learn how to take control with confidence, clarity, and purpose. Let's begin. Chapter 1: The Myth of Money Complication. For most of your life, you've been told that money is complicated, difficult, confusing, something only professionals truly understand. And because of that belief, you've quietly handed over control, not just of your money, but of your confidence, your decisions, your future. But here's the truth you were never taught. Money is not complicated. Money is emotional. Money is habitual. Money is behavioral. And nothing about those things requires an accountant. Let's break this myth once and for all. 1. Society makes money look hard on purpose. Financial systems are designed to look complex. Technical terms, long statements, endless categories, numbers that feel intimidating. But complexity serves a purpose. It keeps you dependent. If money looks confusing, you will feel afraid to manage it. You'll avoid tracking it. You'll rely on others to explain it. You'll accept mistakes or losses because you're not a finance person. But when you peel back the layers, the truth is simple. Money is just numbers and decisions, not mysteries. 2. Schools teach you how to work, not how to manage money. You learned math. You learned history. You learned grammar, but you were never taught how to budget, how to save, how to avoid debt, how to build wealth, how taxes work, how to control spending, how to invest, how to plan financially. You were trained to earn money, not to understand it. So when you became an adult, you entered a financial world without a map. You were expected to know how money works without ever being taught. The result? Shame, confusion, avoidance. But none of it is your fault. 3. People fear money because they fear mistakes. Money triggers emotions: anxiety, guilt, shame, confusion, pressure. People avoid looking at their bank account not because they're irresponsible, but because they're afraid of what the numbers might reveal. Avoidance feels safe, but avoidance creates chaos. When you break the fear, you break the complication. Money becomes simple the moment you face it directly. 4. Most financial problems are behavioral, not mathematical. People assume money is about math. But here's the truth. You don't need advanced math to master money. You need awareness and discipline. Money problems come from overspending, impulsiveness, lack of planning, emotional decisions, ignoring habits, following others' lifestyles, not tracking anything, not preparing for the future. These are behavioral patterns, and behavior can be changed. You don't need equations. You need clarity. 5. Money becomes hard only when you don't pay attention. Think of this. Anything you avoid gains power over you. Anything you ignore grows into something overwhelming. Money is no different. If you never track it, it controls you. If you track it clearly, it obeys you. Clarity destroys fear. Awareness destroys chaos. Once you see where your money goes, even if the truth is uncomfortable, you regain control instantly. 6. The simplicity you were never shown. At its core, money boils down to 4 elements. 1. What comes in. 2. What goes out. 3. What you keep. 4. What you grow. That's it. Everything else, the complexity, the financial jargon, the confusion, is noise. You can track your entire financial life with those 4 pillars. You don't need an accountant. You need a method. 7. You already have everything you need to understand money. You know how to make decisions. You know how to plan. You know how to learn. You know how to adapt. Money mastery is not a talent. It is not a gift. It is not something reserved for experts or professionals. It is a skill, and you are capable of learning it. The moment you accept that, money stops being a mystery and starts becoming a tool you control. The final truth of this chapter: money is only complicated when you believe it is. But once you break that belief, once you see money for what it truly is, a simple system of choices, you unlock the power to manage it without fear, without shame, and without needing anyone else to explain it for you. This chapter is the beginning of your financial clarity. From here forward, money becomes understandable, manageable, and masterable by you, not an accountant. Chapter 2. The simple framework for mastering money. Money becomes overwhelming when you look at it as one giant, tangled problem. But when you break it down into clear, simple parts, everything becomes manageable, even easy. You don't need spreadsheets full of formulas. You don't need advanced financial knowledge. You don't need someone with a degree to tell you how your own money works. You need a framework, a structure that shows you exactly how to understand, direct, and control your finances without stress. This chapter gives you that framework, a simple, powerful system made of 4 pillars that guide every financial decision you will ever make. The 4 pillars of money. Mastery. Everything in your financial life comes down to these 4 pillars. What you earn, what you spend, what you keep, what you grow. If you can understand and control these, you can master your money with no accountant involved. Let's break each one down. 1. Pillar 1. What you earn. Most people assume earning more money is the solution to their financial problems. But here's the truth. Income doesn't change your life unless you change your habits. You can earn more and still struggle. You can earn a lot and still live paycheck to paycheck. You can earn well and still drown in debt. So instead of chasing bigger income first, we start with something deeper, awareness of where your income truly comes from. Ask yourself, how many sources of income do I have? Are they stable or fragile? Can I expand them in simple ways? Understanding your income is the first step to controlling it. 2. Pillar 2. What you spend. This is where most financial problems begin. People don't break financially because of lack of income. They break because of uncontrolled spending. To master your money, you must see clearly what you spend, why you spend, when you spend. Not to judge yourself, but to understand yourself. Spending isn't just financial, it's emotional, habitual, and unconscious. Once you shine a light on it, you take back control. The moment you know where every dollar goes, you control your money, not the other way around. 3. Pillar 3. What you keep. This is the pillar that separates financial chaos from financial confidence. What you keep matters far more than what you earn. If you spend everything, income doesn't matter. If you keep nothing, nothing grows. To master this pillar, you must build a simple savings habit, a small emergency fund, a buffer between you and stress, a system where money stays with you instead of disappearing every month. Keeping money is the foundation of building money. Even small amounts create big transformation. 4. Pillar 4. What you grow. This is where money becomes powerful. Growth is investing, savings that multiply, assets that produce income, money that works for you. You don't need to be an expert. Investor. You don't need to understand every market. You need a simple truth. Small, consistent investing beats perfect investing every time. Growth happens quietly, slowly at first, then rapidly. This pillar turns effort into freedom. How these 4 pillars work together. Imagine your financial life as a table supported by 4 legs. If one leg is weak, the table wobbles. If 2 are weak, the table falls. But when all 4 pillars are strong, your income, your spending, your savings, and your investments, your financial life becomes stable, strong, predictable. You gain clarity, you gain control, you gain confidence. You no longer react to money, you direct it. The beauty of this framework. It's simple, it's clear, it's manageable, and it works. You don't need advanced math. You don't need complicated tools. You don't need years of training. You need awareness, intention, consistency. This framework becomes your compass, guiding every decision, every habit, every change you make. Once these 4 pillars are in place, money stops being confusing and starts being predictable. And predictable money is powerful money. The final truth of this chapter: mastering money does not require an accountant. It requires a system simple enough to follow and strong enough to build your future. These 4 pillars are the foundation of a financially stable, independent, and confident life. A life you control, a life you build, a life where your money finally works for you, not against you. This is your framework, your guide, your foundation for mastery. From here, each chapter will show you how to strengthen these pillars until your financial life becomes unshakable. Chapter 3. The mindset shift that makes money simple. Before you can control money, you must first control the way you think about it, because money problems rarely come from numbers. They come from beliefs. Beliefs you inherited, beliefs you absorbed, beliefs you never questioned, beliefs that quietly shaped your behavior long before you learned how money truly works. But here is the truth. Money becomes simple the moment your mindset becomes aligned with clarity, responsibility, and confidence. Let's rebuild your financial mindset from the inside out. 1. Shift from fear to curiosity. Most people avoid money because they fear it. They fear looking at their spending, checking their bank balance, seeing their debt, facing their mistakes, admitting what they don't know. Fear creates blindness. Curiosity creates clarity. Curiosity says, "What's going on here? What can I learn? How can I improve this?" This single shift unlocks your ability to understand money without panic or shame. Money doesn't require courage. It requires curiosity. 2. Shift from "I don't know" to "I can learn." People often believe they're just not good with money, but no one is born financially skilled. Money literacy is learned, just like reading, writing, or driving. Think about it. You learn to walk. You learn to write. You learn to communicate. You learn to adapt. Money is simply one more skill you haven't learned yet. Replace "I don't understand money" with "I am learning money." That identity change holds enormous power. 3. Shift from "money happens to me" to "I direct my money." Many people feel like money controls them. Bills arrive, expenses appear, paychecks disappear. Life feels unpredictable. But here is the truth. Money follows your behavior. Money reflects your decisions. Money responds to your direction. You cannot master what you believe controls you. The shift begins when you say, "My money does what I tell it to do." This statement alone rewrites your relationship with money. 4. Shift from short-term emotion to long-term intention. Most financial mistakes come from emotional reactions. Stress spending, impulse buying, comfort purchases, quick decisions. Avoiding responsibility. The financially strong don't rely on emotion. They rely on intention. They think ahead. They act with purpose. They choose tomorrow's benefit over today's impulse. This doesn't require perfection. It requires awareness. Intention transforms money into a tool that supports your future instead of feeding your feelings. 5. Shift from shame to ownership. Shame keeps people broke. Shame says, "I'm bad with money. I messed up. It's my fault. It's too late to fix this." But shame creates paralysis. Ownership creates progress. Ownership says, "Yes, I made mistakes. Yes, I avoided things. Yes, I could have done better. But now I choose to change." Freedom begins the moment you forgive your past self and commit to your future self. 6. Shift from complexity to simplicity. The world loves to make money look complicated. Formulas, graphs, financial jargon. But the wealthy think differently. Simple systems, simple habits, simple tracking, simple decisions. They don't overthink. They don't panic. They don't chase complexity. They follow simple rules consistently. Simplicity is the foundation of financial confidence. 7. Shift from "I need more income" to "I need better structure." Most people believe that earning more money will solve everything. But income rises and spending rises with it when structure is missing. The real shift is this. Financial freedom comes from structure, not salary. You don't master money by earning more. You master money by organizing what you already have. The structure creates stability. Stability creates growth. 8. Shift from survival to strategy. Survival mode is reactive. How do I get through this week? How do I pay this bill? How do I cover this emergency? Strategy mode is proactive. What can I build this month? How can I strengthen my savings? What systems can I automate? How do I protect my future? The moment you shift from surviving to planning, your entire financial life transforms. The final truth of this chapter: mastering money is not about spreadsheets, formulas, or calculations. It is about mindset, the lens through which you see money, respond to money, and control money. When your mindset shifts, your habits shift, your behavior shifts, your confidence rises, your fear fades, your clarity grows. Your money begins to obey you instead of overwhelm you. This chapter is the turning point, the moment you stop seeing money as a threat and start seeing it as a tool you control, a tool you understand, a tool that will, from this moment forward, serve the life you are choosing to build. Chapter 4. The simple daily system that keeps your money organized. Most people believe managing money requires hours of effort, complex planning, and constant tracking. But the truth is far simpler. You don't need more time. You need a daily system, a small, repeatable routine that takes minutes, not hours, yet creates a lifetime of clarity, stability, and control. This system doesn't require an accountant. It doesn't require advanced tools. It doesn't require perfect discipline. It requires consistency, small actions that compound into financial mastery. Let's build the daily system that keeps your money clear, steady, and under your command. The Daily Money System. 5 minutes a day. This system is built on 5 simple steps, 5 small actions, 5 minutes. Massive impact. Think of it as brushing your teeth, a daily habit that prevents long-term damage. 1. Step 1. Look at your balance. Awareness. Every morning or every evening, open your banking app and look at your balance. Just look. Awareness prevents mistakes. Awareness kills anxiety. Awareness stops impulsive behavior before it begins. This step takes 10 seconds and changes everything. When you know your numbers, you make better decisions automatically. 2. Step 2. Check yesterday's spending. Clarity. Scroll through your last 24 hours. What did you spend? Did it match your intention? Was it emotional or planned? Did anything surprise you? This step gives you clarity without judgment. Money becomes chaotic when you ignore it. It becomes controlled when you observe it. You don't need to punish yourself. You simply need to be aware. 3. Step 3. Update your categories. Control. You don't need spreadsheets. You don't need complicated apps. You need categories. Food, transportation, bills, entertainment, personal, savings, investing. Just assign yesterday's spending to the correct category. This takes 1 minute, yet gives you full visibility of where your money is going. Clarity creates control. Control creates confidence. 4. Step 4. 1 small money action. Progress. Every day, take 1 small action that strengthens your financial life. Examples: move $5 to savings, move $10 to your emergency fund, cancel a subscription you don't use, lower a bill, plan a meal to reduce spending, transfer a tiny amount to investing, track your debts, adjust your budget categories. These tiny actions compound into massive results. Money mastery is not dramatic. It's consistent. 5. Step 5. Review your goal statement. Direction. You cannot control money without direction. Every day, read or repeat a simple financial intention. I control my money with clarity and purpose, or I'm building stability and freedom one step at a time, or my money moves in the direction I choose. This creates alignment. It tells your mind where you're going and why these small habits matter. Direction turns actions into transformation. Why this daily system works. This system is powerful because it is simple. No overwhelm, no perfection, no complicated math, no stress, just awareness, clarity, control, progress, direction. 5 steps that strengthen each pillar of your financial life. And when repeated daily, something remarkable happens. You stop fearing your finances. You stop making emotional decisions. You stop overspending. You stop losing track. You stop feeling out of control. Instead, you feel stable. You feel organized. You feel confident. You feel powerful. The daily system becomes your anchor. The psychology behind the system. Your brain resists big changes but accepts small habits. A 5-minute system creates less resistance and more consistency. Small daily actions reshape your identity. I am someone who manages my money easily. Identity creates habits. Habits create outcomes. This is how mastery is built. The final truth of this chapter: money chaos doesn't happen because people are irresponsible. It happens because people lack a system. A simple daily routine eliminates confusion, reduces stress, and builds long-term wealth without requiring extra time or professional help. You don't need an accountant to stay organized. You need consistency. 5 minutes a day is all it takes to transform your financial future. This is the system that turns money from something unpredictable into something predictable, from something stressful into something controlled, from something confusing into something mastered by you every day. Chapter 5: The Weekly Money Routine That Keeps You on Track. Daily habits give you clarity, but weekly routines give you direction. A daily check keeps you aware, but a weekly review keeps your life moving toward the future you want. Think of this chapter as your financial reset button, a system that removes chaos, corrects mistakes, and refocuses your money toward your goals. You don't need an accountant for this. You need 1 hour a week or less, and a commitment to face your financial life with honesty and intention. This routine is simple, but its impact is life-changing. The Weekly Money Routine, 30 to 45 minutes. This routine is done once a week, same day, same time, same system. For some people, it's Sunday morning. For others, Friday night. Choose the moment when your mind is calm and your decisions are intentional. Let's break down the steps. 1. Step 1. Review the week's spending awareness. Look through every expense from the week, not to judge yourself, not to feel guilty, not to punish yourself, but to understand. Ask yourself, where did my money go? Was this aligned with my goals? What patterns do I notice? Did I overspend in a certain category? Was anything emotional or impulsive? Awareness is not criticism. Awareness is power. This step brings the hidden into the open. 2. Step 2. Update your spending categories. Clarity. Assign your week's expenses to the categories you created: food, transportation, bills, entertainment, personal, savings, debt, investing. You will immediately see which categories are balanced, which ones are overspending, which ones need adjusting. Clarity removes guesswork. Clarity removes fear. Clarity reveals the truth. 3. Step 3. Compare your plan to your reality. Alignment. Your budget is your plan. Your spending is your reality. This step aligns the two. Ask, am I on track? Do I need to adjust? Is there a category that needs more attention? Am I following my goals? The purpose of this review is not perfection. It is correction. Small corrections prevent major failures. 4. Step 4. Make one strategic adjustment. Control. Each week, make one change that strengthens your financial stability. Examples: reduce spending in one category. Add more to savings. Add more to debt payments. Lower a subscription. Adjust your budget numbers. Move unused money into your emergency fund. These tiny adjustments compound into massive transformation. Money mastery is not about doing everything. It's about doing one thing consistently. 5. Step 5. Plan the week ahead. Direction. Look at the upcoming week. Are there bills coming? Are there events or expenses? Are there opportunities to save? Are there risks to avoid? Planning ahead reduces financial surprises and increases financial confidence. When you see the week, clearly nothing catches you off guard. 6. Step 6. Celebrate one win. Identity. People often ignore their progress, but progress ignored becomes progress abandoned. Every week ask, what did I do right? Maybe you saved money. Maybe you avoided an impulse purchase. Maybe you tracked everything. Maybe you stayed consistent. Celebrate it, even silently. Celebration strengthens identity. I am someone who manages money well. Identity creates belief. Belief creates consistency. 7. Step 7. Reconnect with your financial vision. Purpose. End your weekly routine by reminding yourself why you are doing this. Read or repeat your financial vision. I want stability. I want to escape stress. I want freedom for my family. I want to build wealth. I want to feel in control. When your vision is clear, your discipline becomes effortless. Purpose fuels mastery. Why this weekly routine works. Daily habits give you awareness. Weekly routines give you strategy. Together, they create financial order, financial direction, financial confidence, financial peace. This routine prevents drift. It keeps you anchored. It keeps your behavior aligned with the future you want. The financially strong don't wait for crises to react. They stay ahead. This routine puts you ahead. The final truth of this chapter: you don't need an accountant to stay financially organized. You need rhythm. You need consistency. You need a weekly moment to realign your money with your goals. This routine turns your finances from something unpredictable into something predictable, from something stressful into something manageable, from something confusing into something clear. And with each week that passes, you will feel a growing sense of power, not because life became easier, but because you became more intentional. This weekly routine is not just organization, it is transformation. Chapter 6. The monthly review that completely transforms your money. Weekly routines keep you aligned. Daily habits keep you aware. But monthly reviews, these are what change your financial life forever. This is the moment each month where you step back, look at the bigger picture, and measure your progress with honesty, clarity, and intention. You don't need an accountant to do this. You need one quiet hour, a willingness to see the truth, and the desire to build a future stronger than your past. This is the chapter where financial transformation becomes visible. Let's begin. The monthly review, your 60-minute transformation ritual. This is not just a routine, it is a reset, a recalibration, a moment where you compare who you were last month to who you have become now. This is the system that allows you to see progress, identify patterns, Correct mistakes. Strengthen habits. Refocus your direction. Increase your financial intelligence. You are about to learn a method the financially confident use every month to stay ahead, stay stable, and stay in control. 1. Step 1. Review your total income. Reality check. Begin with what came in. Your salary, side income, online earnings, cash flow, bonuses, unplanned income. This step grounds you in reality. Your income is the foundation of every decision you make. When you see it clearly, you begin the month with truth, not assumptions. 2. Step 2. Review your total spending. Truth over comfort. Look at the full month's spending. All of it. This step is powerful because it shows you patterns you can't see day to day. Ask yourself, where did most of my money go? Which categories grew unexpectedly? Did I overspend on emotion or habit? What spending did not support my goals? Be honest, not harsh, not judgmental. Awareness reveals opportunity. 3. Step 3. Calculate what you kept. Your power number. This number matters more than anything else. Money earned, money spent, ill money kept. It doesn't matter how high your income is if nothing stays with you. This number shows your discipline, your habits, your growth, your direction. If the number is small, that's information. If the number is growing, that's progress. What you keep determines what you can build. 4. Step 4. Review your savings and emergency fund. Stability. Check. How much you saved this month. How much your emergency fund grew. Whether you remain consistent. Whether your future feels safer than before. This step strengthens your foundation. Money saved is stress removed. Money stored is fear reduced. Money protected is freedom gained. 5. Step 5. Review your debt payments. Momentum. Debt freedom is a journey measured month by month. Ask, how much did I pay toward debt? Did the total balance drop? Did I make more than the minimum? Did I stay disciplined, even small? Progress is still progress. Debt decreases slowly. Then suddenly, every payment reduces your financial weight. 6. Step 6. Review your investments. Growth. Whether small or large, check. How much you invested, how consistently you contributed, how your portfolio is growing, whether you stayed in the long-term mindset. Investing isn't about perfection. It's about repetition. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. This monthly review reminds you that wealth grows quietly. 7. Step 7. Identify your wins. Identity reinforcement. Most people forget to acknowledge progress, but progress ignored becomes progress undone. Write down your wins. Money you saved, money you didn't waste, debt you reduced, income you earned, habits you followed, emotional spending you avoided. Celebrate them. This builds identity. I am someone who manages money well. Identity drives behavior. 8. Step 8. Identify your weak spots. Growth opportunities. Not with shame, not with frustration, with honesty. Ask, what patterns held me back? What categories drained my money? What decisions came from emotion instead of intention? What can I improve next month? Weaknesses are not failures. They are instructions. This step tells you exactly where to focus next month. 9. Step 9. Set 3 clear money goals for next month. Direction. Goals create momentum. Example goals. Save $100 more than last month. Reduce food spending by 20%. Pay an extra $50 toward debt. Add 20 more to investments. Eliminate one unnecessary subscription. Small, clear goals build unbreakable progress. Direction creates discipline. 10. Step 10. Reset your budget for the month ahead. Fresh start. This is your moment to prepare for success. Update. Your categories, your targets, your limits, your priorities, your savings goals, your upcoming bills. This step transforms your next 30 days before they even begin. Why monthly reviews transform everything? Because they reveal the truth you can't see in the chaos of daily life. Monthly reviews show what's working, what's hurting, what's improving, what needs attention, what direction you're moving. You stop guessing. You stop hoping. You stop reacting. Instead, you plan, you adjust, you correct, you build. This is financial mastery. The final truth of this chapter: you do not need an accountant to evaluate your money. You need a system that makes your finances visible, reveals your patterns, strengthens your discipline, builds your confidence, directs your growth, protects your future. A system that transforms you from someone who fears money into someone who leads it. Your monthly review is the moment you rise above your past and step into financial maturity. With every month that passes, you will see your life changing, not because money became easier, but because you became clearer. This chapter isn't just about reviewing numbers. It's about reviewing your progress, your identity, and your future. Chapter 7. The Spending Traps That Quietly Steal Your Money. Most people don't lose control of their finances because of one big mistake. They lose control because of 1,000 small ones that go unnoticed, unquestioned, and unchallenged. Money doesn't disappear. It leaks, slowly, silently, consistently. This chapter reveals the subtle spending traps that quietly steal your money, the traps that keep people broke even when they earn enough. Once you see them, you cannot unsee them, and once you eliminate them, your financial life transforms. Let's expose the traps. 1. Trap 1. Emotional spending. This is the biggest trap of all. People spend not because they need something, but because they feel something. Stress, boredom, loneliness, frustration, fatigue, anxiety. You buy something to change how you feel in the moment. But here is the truth. Emotional spending gives temporary relief and long-term regret. It replaces discomfort with debt. It replaces stress with instability. It replaces pain with panic. The financially strong separate emotion from action. They ask, do I want this or do I want comfort? That question saves fortunes. 2. Trap 2. Impulse purchases. The world is designed to trigger your impulsiveness. Flash sales, limited offers, countdown timers. Only 2 left. People are buying this right now. These tricks aren't accidents. They are psychological pressure points built to make you react instead of think. Impulse buying happens fast, but its consequences last long. A simple rule protects you. If it wasn't part of your plan, it's not part of your budget. Your wallet feels the difference. 3. Trap 3. Subscription overload. 5 here, $10 there, 15 somewhere else. Individually tiny, collectively destructive. Streaming services, apps, club memberships, software, delivery services, free trials that were never canceled. Most people don't even remember what they are paying for. Subscriptions are silent thieves. Your monthly review must expose them. The financially aware ask every month, do I still need this? If the answer isn't a clear yes, the subscription goes. 4. Trap 4. Lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is one of the most invisible traps. As income rises, spending rises automatically. New clothes, better restaurants, new phone, upgraded car, more outings, more comfort. You feel like you're improving, but your savings don't grow. Your investments don't grow. Your stability doesn't grow. Your lifestyle expands. Your future shrinks. Wealthy people don't inflate their lifestyle with every raise. They inflate their freedom. 5. Trap 5. Small purchases don't matter. The biggest financial lie is this: it's just a few dollars. Coffee, snacks, online impulse buys, delivery fees, convenience charges, microtransactions. Each one feels insignificant, but combined over a year, they form the gap between stability and struggle. Small leaks sink big ships. Awareness seals the leaks. 6. Trap 6. Retail therapy. Buying things to feel better is a modern form of self-medication, but buying won't fix. Burnout, stress, sadness, insecurity, boredom, emotional emptiness. Retail therapy masks the pain while multiplying the problem. The wealthy don't use spending as emotional medicine. They use growth, purpose, and clarity to fill the emotional void. 7. Trap 7. Trying to impress others. This is one of the most expensive traps. People buy cars they can't afford, clothes they don't need, vacations they can't sustain, gadgets for status, lifestyles they can't maintain. Why? To be seen, to be admired, to belong. But here is the truth. Trying to look rich is the fastest way to stay broke. People who build wealth don't perform wealth. They protect it. 8. Trap 8. Convenience spending. Busy people overpay for convenience. Delivery instead of cooking. Ride-sharing instead of planning. Fast food instead of patience. Paying fees instead of preparing. Buying duplicates instead of organizing. Convenience has a price. A quiet, steady drain that adds up fast. Convenience is helpful, but only when intentional. Otherwise, it becomes a luxury disguised as a necessity. 9. Trap 9. Not having a plan. When you don't plan your money plans itself, and it never plans well. Without a structure, you overspend, you forget expenses, you react emotionally, you fail to save, you fall behind, you repeat old habits. A plan doesn't restrict you, it directs you. No plan is chaos. A simple plan is clarity. The final truth of this chapter: money doesn't disappear because of one big decision. It disappears because of habits, emotions, impulses, patterns, unconscious choices. But the moment you shine a light on these spending traps, the moment you become aware, their power breaks. Awareness is liberation. Awareness is control. Awareness is financial freedom. You don't need an accountant to protect your money. You need understanding. You need honesty. You need awareness. This chapter gives you that. And once you eliminate these traps, your money stops leaking and starts growing. From here forward, every dollar will have purpose. Every choice will have direction. Every action will support the future you're building. Chapter 8. Building a budget you can actually stick to. Most people think budgeting is restrictive, limiting, stressful, a punishment for spending too much. But that's because they've only seen the wrong kind of budget, the rigid kind, the complicated kind, the kind that collapses the moment real life happens. A real budget, a living budget, doesn't suffocate you. It supports you. It keeps you safe, organized, and confident. It gives you power over your money instead of letting money control you. A real budget isn't about restriction, it's about direction. Let's build a budget you can actually follow, a budget simple enough to use for life. The secret to a real budget: simplicity plus flexibility. A successful budget has only two qualities. 1. It's simple enough to follow every day. 2. It's flexible enough to adjust when life changes. You don't need categories for everything. You don't need color-coded spreadsheets. You don't need perfection. You need clarity. You need intention. You need a structure that supports your real life. Let's build it. Step 1. Calculate your real monthly income, not the ideal number, not the imaginary future number, not if everything goes right. Your real income: salary after taxes, side income, tips, freelancing revenue, small online earnings. This is the foundation. Clarity begins here. Step 2. List your essential expenses, your non-negotiables. These are the things you must pay every month: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, medicine, minimum debt payments. This is your survival layer. These expenses keep your life functioning. Your goal is not to shrink them. Your goal is to understand them. Step 3. List your flexible spending, your lifestyle layer. These are the areas where you do have control: eating out, clothing, entertainment, beauty and grooming, subscriptions, hobbies, personal treats. This is where overspending happens. This is where budgeting truly begins. You're not eliminating these categories. You're controlling them so they stop controlling you. Step 4. Decide your savings and growth targets. A real budget doesn't start with expenses. A real budget starts with you. Determine how much you save monthly, how much goes to your emergency fund, how much goes to investing, how much extra goes toward debt repayment. This step is powerful. When you pay yourself first, your budget becomes a tool for freedom, not survival. Step 5. Build your 3-category budget structure. Forget complicated systems. Use this simple structure. 1 needs 50-60%. Rent, food, bills, transportation. Wants 20-30%. Entertainment, lifestyle, outings, comfort spending. Growth 10-20%. Savings, debt reduction, investing, emergency fund. This structure protects you and guides your decisions without making you feel restricted. When categories are simple, habits become strong. Step 6. Assign a number to every category. Zero-based budgeting. Every dollar must have a job. If money has no purpose, it disappears. No guessing, no drifting, no chaos. You choose how much each category gets, how much each goal receives, how your money moves. When money has direction, and your financial life stabilizes. Step 7. Track weekly, not monthly. Monthly tracking is too late. By the time you see the problem, the damage is done. Weekly tracking keeps you aware, flexible, focused, in control. Small corrections create huge results. Step 8. Allow flexibility. Your budget is alive. Your budget is not a prison. It's a living tool. If you overspend in one category, you adjust another. If plans change, your budget changes with them. Flexibility is the secret to long-term consistency. Rigid budgets fail. Flexible budgets succeed. Step 9. Make the budget fit you, not the other way around. If your lifestyle includes coffee outings, gym memberships, family activities, hobbies, travel goals, your budget must reflect that. A budget works when it fits your real life, not a life you wish you had. Personalization creates sustainability. Step 10. Keep it extremely simple. The moment your budget becomes complicated, your brain rejects it. Simplicity is your superpower. Your budget should feel like this. I know exactly where my money is going. Not more, not less. The final truth of this chapter: budgeting is not about restriction. It's about control. It's about choosing stability instead of chaos, clarity instead of confusion, freedom instead of fear. When your budget is simple, flexible, and personalized, you don't fight it. You follow it naturally. And when you follow it naturally, your money finally begins to build instead of disappear. You don't need an accountant to have a strong budget. You need awareness. You need direction. You need a system you can follow for the rest of your life. This chapter gives you that. Chapter 9. The Debt-Free Roadmap. How to pay off debt faster than you ever thought. Debt weighs more than numbers. It weighs on your mind, your energy, your confidence, your sleep, your daily decisions. Debt is not just a financial burden. It is an emotional one. But here is the truth. Debt is not permanent. Debt is not unbeatable. Debt is not your identity. Debt is a problem, and problems can be solved. In this chapter, you will learn a clear, simple, powerful system to eliminate debt faster than you ever thought possible, without needing an accountant, without complicated formulas, and without crushing yourself in the process. Let's begin. Step 1. Face your debt with complete honesty. Most people avoid looking at their debt because it makes them feel afraid, guilty, or overwhelmed. But avoidance is the fuel that keeps debt alive. Transparency kills fear. Write down every debt: credit cards, loans, car payments, personal loans, medical bills, student debt, any money you owe for each one. List total amount, minimum payment, interest rate, due date. This is your starting point, not a judgment, not a failure, a beginning. Step 2. Choose your weapon: avalanche or snowball. There are only two methods that work consistently. 1. The avalanche method. Fastest mathematically. Pay off the debt with the highest interest rate first. You save the most money. 2. The snowball method. Fastest emotionally. Pay off the smallest debt first. You gain momentum and confidence. Both methods work. Choose the one that fits your personality. If you want speed, avalanche. If you want motivation, snowball. Mastery begins with choosing your path. Step 3. Lock in your minimum payments. Every debt gets its minimum payment until it is eliminated. This protects your credit and keeps your account stable. This is your base layer, non-negotiable, consistent, predictable. Step 4. Choose one debt to attack aggressively. This is where transformation begins. After paying all minimums, take any extra money you can find and attack one single debt with full force. Even small extra amounts matter. 20, 35, 50, 100. Any surplus you can create. Momentum is not built by size. It's built by consistency. One focused attack beats scattered effort every time. Step 5. Use the power of the payment rollover. When one debt is paid off, don't celebrate by increasing your spending. Redirect the payment you were making on that debt toward the next one. This is called the rollover effect, and it accelerates everything. Your payments grow, your momentum grows, your confidence grows. What once felt impossible becomes unstoppable. Step 6. Identify and eliminate debt triggers. Debt doesn't happen randomly. It happens because of emotional spending, impulse purchases, lack of budgeting, poor tracking, trying to impress others, low savings buffer, unexpected emergencies. To eliminate debt, you must eliminate the triggers. When your habits change, your financial future changes with them. Step 7. Build your emergency buffer, even while paying debt. Most people skip this step, and because of that, they fall back into debt repeatedly. Build a small emergency buffer, $300, $500, $1,000. This prevents last-minute borrowing, credit card panic, running into new debt. This buffer is your shield, your protection, your stability. Step 8. Increase your income, even slightly. You don't need a second job. You need a second stream. Consider freelancing, selling unused items, small online work, a simple digital product, a side skill, weekend gigs, extra hours at your job. Every extra dollar goes directly to debt. Debt collapses under increased income, disciplined spending. Step 9. Eliminate high-risk financial behaviors. These habits keep people drowning in debt. Paying late fees, using credit cards for wants, ignoring minimum payments, borrowing to cover borrowing, depending on loans to survive, not knowing account balances. Replace risk with discipline. Replace chaos with order. Step 10. Track your progress. Monthly. Progress creates motivation. Motivation creates consistency. Consistency eliminates debt. Track. Total debt now. Total debt last month. Amount paid this month. How savings improved. How spending decreased. Celebrate every reduction, every decision, every step. Debt freedom is built one small victory at a time. The final truth of this chapter: debt is not a life sentence. It is a temporary challenge with a permanent solution. You do not eliminate debt through shame, fear, or stress. You eliminate debt through awareness, intentional action, momentum, consistency, discipline, confidence. You don't need an accountant to get out of debt. You need a roadmap, and now you have one. With every payment you make, you reclaim a piece of your future, a piece of your confidence, a piece of your freedom. The day will come when you make your final payment, and you will remember this chapter as the moment everything changed. Debt doesn't define you. It doesn't own you. It doesn't control you. You are moving toward freedom. One choice, one payment, one breakthrough at a time. Chapter 10. How to build an emergency fund that protects your life. Life is unpredictable. Jobs change. Bills appear out of nowhere. Cars break down. Health issues strike. Opportunities come and go. Emergencies arrive uninvited. Most people don't struggle because they earn too little. They struggle because they are unprepared when life shifts suddenly. An emergency fund is not a luxury. It is not optional. It is not something to start later. An emergency fund is your shield, your stability, your breathing room, your protection against panic and debt. When you have one, emergencies become inconveniences, not disasters. This chapter shows you how to build an emergency fund, even if money is tight, even if you're starting from zero, even if you've never saved before. Let's begin. Why you need an emergency fund. Without an emergency fund, every problem becomes a crisis. Every bill becomes a threat. Every surprise becomes debt. Every unexpected event destroys progress. With an emergency fund, you sleep better, You feel safer. You make smarter financial decisions. You avoid debt spirals. You gain emotional freedom. An emergency fund is not just money. It is mental stability. Step 1. Start small. The psychological switch. Forget the idea that you need thousands right away. Most people fail because they aim too big too soon. The key is to start tiny. $10, $25, $50, $100. Small amounts create momentum. Momentum becomes motivation. Motivation becomes consistency. You don't build an emergency fund with money. You build it with habits. Step 2. Set your first target. $500. This is your shock absorber, the amount that protects you from most everyday emergencies. Minor car issues, medical copays, small repairs, unexpected bills, last-minute expenses. $500 doesn't fix everything, but it prevents chaos. This is your first milestone, your first victory. Step 3. Build your real security goal. $1,000. This is your baseline stability fund. It prevents new debt, overdraft fees, high-interest borrowing, panic during emergencies, loss of progress during your debt journey. $1,000 turns financial panic into financial control. This amount creates space, breathing room, confidence. Step 4. Automate your contributions. The easiest way to save is to remove the decision entirely. Automate. $10 every week, $20 every paycheck, a percentage of income, micro savings roundups, side income transfers. Automation beats motivation. When saving is automatic, consistency becomes effortless. Step 5. Protect your emergency fund from yourself. Your emergency fund must be easy enough to access, difficult enough to touch casually. Keep it in a separate account, not connected to daily spending, not visible in your main balance, not temptingly close, out of sight. Oh, protected. This is not money for fun, not for travel, not for treats, not for impulse decisions. It is your safety net. Step 6. Use it only for real emergencies. A real emergency is medical needs, car breakdowns, job loss, urgent repairs, essential bills, safety-related issues. A want is not an emergency. A bad day is not an emergency. A sale is not an emergency. Discipline is your shield. Step 7. Rebuild immediately after using it. If you use part of the fund for a real emergency, rebuild it as a priority. Think of your emergency fund like a parachute. Once used, it must be repacked. Every dollar restored is a dollar of security regained. Step 8. Expand to 3 to 6 months of expenses. Long-term freedom. This is your ultimate goal. Not for now, not while you're drowning in debt, but once stability returns, once your habits strengthen, once your foundation is built. Aim for 3 to 6 months of living expenses. This protects you from job loss, income instability, major emergencies, life transitions, global crises, personal challenges. This is not just an emergency fund. This is financial independence. Step 9. Use extra income to accelerate growth whenever you receive bonuses, tax refunds, side income, unexpected money, gifts, freelance earnings. Put a portion into your emergency fund. Extra money accelerates security. Step 10. Treat your emergency fund as your silent partner. It doesn't make noise. It doesn't create excitement. It doesn't feel impressive, but it changes everything. You make better decisions. You avoid high-interest debt. You reduce anxiety. You feel prepared. You build confidence. Your emergency fund becomes the foundation of your financial life. Everything else, saving, investing, budgeting, planning, becomes easier when you're not living in fear of the next unexpected problem. The final truth of this chapter: you don't need an accountant to build an emergency fund. You need commitment. You need clarity. You need discipline. You need consistency. Emergencies will happen. Life will surprise you. But panic doesn't have to be part of the equation. With an emergency fund, you move from survival to stability, from instability to confidence, from fear to freedom. This is the chapter that protects your future. This is the chapter that gives you peace. This is the chapter that makes financial mastery possible. Your safety net is not a dream. It is a decision. And today, you learned how to build it. Conclusion: you are now the master of your money. You started this journey unsure, maybe overwhelmed, maybe tired of repeating the same mistakes, maybe afraid of what your financial truth might reveal. But chapter by chapter, you discovered something extraordinary. You are capable of mastering your money without needing anyone else to control it for you. Not an accountant, not a financial advisor, not a system that never understood your life, not the fear that used to hold you back. You did this. You faced your numbers, you corrected your habits, you confronted your spending traps, you built routines, you built structure, you built confidence, you built clarity, you shifted from confusion to understanding, from avoidance to awareness, from emotional reactions to intentional decisions. You learned the truth most people never learn. Money is not complicated. It is consistent. Money is not emotional. People are. Money is not powerful. You give it power, and now you have taken that power back. You know how to build a budget that supports your real life. Track your money without stress. Avoid the traps that silently drain your finances. Create daily, weekly, and monthly systems. Eliminate debt with strategy and purpose. Build an emergency fund that protects your peace. Think long-term, not impulsively. Direct your money instead of reacting to it. These tools are not temporary. They are yours for life. You have rewritten your relationship with money, not through fear, but through clarity, not through shame, but through ownership, not through perfection, but through consistent progress. Financial mastery is not a destination. It is a lifestyle, a new identity, a quiet strength that grows with each decision you make. And the truth is simple. You are no longer at the mercy of your money. Your money now follows your direction. Your future is no longer uncertain. It is intentional, structured, protected, designed. You have the knowledge. You have the tools. You have the clarity. You have the discipline. You have the confidence. What you do now is no longer guided by fear. It is guided by mastery. Your journey doesn't end here. It begins here. Today is the first day of your financially empowered life. You don't just understand money now, you command it. And with every choice you make, every habit you strengthen, every goal you pursue, you step closer to the life you once believed belonged to other people. Now it belongs to you. You are the master of your money, and because of that, you are finally the master of your future. Thank you for taking this journey. Not everyone has the courage to face their finances. Not everyone is willing to challenge their old patterns. Not everyone chooses clarity over comfort. But you did. You showed up. You listened. You learned. You shifted. You grew. And now you're walking away with something far more valuable than money: control, direction, confidence, understanding, mastery. You now know how money works. And more importantly, you know how you work with money. Keep going. Keep applying the systems. Keep strengthening the habits. Keep building the routines. Keep choosing discipline over impulse. Keep choosing clarity over chaos. Because the life you want, the freedom you crave, the stability you deserve, is built one decision at a time. If this audiobook shifted your mindset, if it opened your eyes, if it helped you take even one step toward financial freedom, then your transformation has already begun. And remember, money mastery isn't a race. It's not perfection. It's not pressure. It's a journey, a practice, a commitment you renew every day. You don't need an accountant to guide you. You don't need someone to rescue you. You don't need approval or permission. Everything you need is already in your hands. Your money now follows your leadership, your choices, your vision, your discipline. The future is yours. Claim it with intention. Build it with clarity. Protect it with purpose. Shape it with strength. Thank you for listening. And until your next chapter of growth, stay aware, stay focused, and stay committed to the life you are creating. Your financial freedom has already started. Now, continue the journey.